We've been told aliens come from distant galaxies, traveling in ships made of metal and light. But what if that's not true? What if they're not from far away, but from right here, woven into the folds of space, time, and mind? We perceive 4 dimensions: length, width, height, and time, the river we swim through. Like fish in water, we barely sense the currents that shape us. But according to string theory, this isn't the full picture. String theory proposes that the fundamental building blocks of reality aren't particles, but tiny, vibrating strings of energy, vibrating in harmonies that demand not 4, but 10 or 11 dimensions. Most of these dimensions are curled up, so small we can't perceive them. They aren't distant. They're here, folded in on themselves. So, if dimensions are layered, compacted, nested, who or what might be living in the ones we can't see? M-theory, string theory's bold evolution, paints a stranger truth. Our universe is a 4-dimensional membrane adrift in an 11-dimensional sea, and we are not alone. Countless other brains float in the dark, each a separate cosmos with alien laws, unfamiliar physics, divergent time, impossible life. When these membranes collide or ripple against each other, reality shudders, gravity bleeds between worlds, time fractures, dimensions briefly kiss, and something slips through. This is what some call the interdimensional bleed-through. Some theories suggest phenomena like ghosts could be evidence of bleed-throughs from parallel dimensions, where entities from another reality bleed over into our own. Physics reveals a bizarre truth. 2 entangled particles, separated by galaxies, respond as one. Measure 1, its twin snaps to attention instantly, defying light's speed limit. Einstein despised this spooky action, yet it's real. Entanglement proves that beneath space-time's stage, a deeper fabric binds reality, non-local, instantaneous, where distance and separation are illusions. If particles whisper across dimensions, why not minds? Could interdimensional beings ride this quantum undercurrent, unshackled from time, surfacing only when the veil thins? This is precisely what Dr. Rick Strassman, author of DMT, the spirit molecule, uncovered during his government-approved clinical research, in which he administered around 400 doses of DMT, a potent psychedelic found in hundreds of plants and naturally produced in the human body, to nearly 60 volunteers at the University of New Mexico. Within seconds, volunteers hurtled into a realm that defied physics, a vibrating universe of geometric color, liquid sound, and living information. And there, they encountered beings, entities shifting between forms, bioluminescent insects, crystalline elves, chrome-organic hybrids, or plasma-like intelligences. Communication flowed telepathically. They taught sacred mathematics and conducted experiments. Some said, "Welcome back, we've been waiting." This consistency troubled him. Were these visions neural fireworks or autonomous intelligences from a dimension unshackled from time, one we touch only when the brain's neurochemical veil lifts? Terence McKenna, a well-known ethnobotanist, philosopher and mystic who advocated for responsible use of naturally occurring psychedelic plants and mushrooms, believed they were real, not in the physical sense, but as part of a deeper reality made of language, energy, and consciousness. He called them the self-transforming machine elves. They spoke in crystalline syntax that defied translation, shape-shifting between dual geometries and living light. And they seemed to welcome him, as if he'd returned to a long-forgotten place. Modern science maps dimensions with math, but ancient shamans mapped them through direct encounter. Long before physics spoke of higher dimensions, shamans journeyed to the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world, realms of consciousness that exist alongside this one, not imagined, but vividly real in altered states. Through rhythmic trance, drumming, or sacred plants like ayahuasca, they entered expanded states of awareness and traveled beyond the physical into non-ordinary reality, a spiritual landscape woven with intelligence and intention. There, they met beings of light and shadow, guardian spirits, power animals, ancestral teachers, and otherworldly guides. These weren't hallucinations, they were relationships, dynamic, living connections with forces that heal, teach, and transform. We think of ghosts as lost souls, tragic figures stuck between worlds, but maybe they're something else. Maybe what we call a ghost is a conscious echo, an energetic pattern trapped in the fabric of space-time. Quantum physics tells us information isn't lost, it transforms. So, what if a haunting isn't a soul stuck in limbo, but a pattern of energy or information replaying itself through a thin spot in reality? And what about the elementals, the ancient earth spirits, the fae, the jinn, the duendes, ancient intelligences older than human language? They're not made of flesh, they're made of frequency, beings tied to rivers, forests, stones, and storms, not myths, but hyper-local intelligences, real presences that sense us when we sense them, living one frequency over from ours. Jacques Vallée, author of Passport to Magonia, uncovered a truth that redefines reality. UFO encounters are modern folklore. The aliens of Nevada deserts mirror medieval encounters with angelic messengers, fairy kidnappers, and demonic infiltrators. Not as coincidence, but as a conscious pattern adapting across centuries. They reflect our deepest beliefs, like living mirrors, Vallée warned. Angels in Jerusalem, fairies in Ira, greys in Roswell. Different masks, same architects. His research revealed 5 eerie constants: abductions, fairy changelings, infant swaps, alien hybrids, genetic harvest, time distortions, fairy realms where days last years, UFO missing time, prophetic warnings, Marian apparitions, alien ecological alerts, ectoplasm, seance materializations, UFO angel hair residue, reality glitches, demonic possession, screen memories implanted by greys. They don't travel from stars, he declared. They phase through dimensions, bleeding into our world where space-time thins. Ley lines, nuclear sites, psychedelic visions. The phenomenon isn't extraterrestrial. It's hyperterrestrial, an intelligence woven into Earth's consciousness, shifting shapes, but never leaving. So what are interdimensional beings truly? Can we prove they exist? Are they figments of the mind? Or are we tuning into another reality? Aliens? Spirits? Fairies? Shadow entities? Light beings? Fragments of a collective psyche? Benevolent guides? Mischievous tricksters? Time-traveling humans? All these masks, because reality itself is layered. A quantum origami of brains, frequencies, and conscious fields. You won't see them with eyes tuned to 3 dimensions. You won't hear them with ears deaf to quantum static. You'll sense their resonance in the silence between heartbeats, in the liquid geometry of dreams, in the glitch when reality flickers, and the curtain tears. They're not arriving from stars. They're the architects of the threshold, older than stone, vaster than myth, waiting in the static between worlds. Not for our technology, but for our senses to recalibrate to the frequency of the unseen. Turn inward. The veil thins from the inside.